now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL. And welcome back to the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Shamu, and again, if you've seen the title of the episode, just like last one we did like this Pokemon Xenoverse is a fan game. Don't expect these often, or so often. This is the only other one we had planned at the moment. Next one could be in a month, it could be in a year, it could be in 7 years, we don't know.
I hope it's not in 7 years.
Well, I'm just saying, we don't know when it'll happen. And as you've heard, I've got my fellow co-hosts here. I don't remember the order you guys joined in, so I'll let you figure that out.
It's me first. Amazingly.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lynian.
Hi, Lynian.
Are we all Lynian?
We are all Lynian on this blessed day.
We're all Lynian today.
Triple L.
I am Lynian 9.
Yeah. Model
Clinian.
number 9.
Clinian.
Yep.
Clinian 9. We have Dr. Lynian who's hosting.
Who's Lynian O'Brien?
No! Besides, I'm clearly Sam Riegel.
I guess let's ask as we always do. What have you guys been up with Pokemon? Or I guess up to in general.
I mean, I caught a shiny Zoroark yesterday.
Took me like an extra 3 hours to do that.
I'm so sorry.
I went almost a year in the raid resets. So by the time you're listening to this, the event's already over, but there was a raid event in Sword and Shield for a shiny Zoroark, plus a bunch of other Pokemon. Totally has nothing to do with the trailer or any other news we got in the week. Just they decided to do Zoroark. They wanted to make a shiny Zoroark in the raid, and then they decided to design a Pokemon after it. It's very fast turnaround. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that they have that fast of a turnaround. But all I did was that, and then crying because of Unite.
I hate the pumpkin event so much. With 4 more days left.
Talk about it a bit more too in the news, and just how that hellscape is.
Ugh.
It's not good, and I told myself I'd stop playing if the Halloween event wasn't good, and, well, I've been doing other things.
I'm really excited for the season to end, and then for me to be able to regrind back up to Masters. I like the grind. I'm big on that. But besides like the dailies in Unite, we're wrapping up two of the PUCL tournaments. At the time of recording this, we have the final 4 for under 500. Top 8 for PUCL Factory just started, so we're wrapping up everything, and then we'll have something for BDSP at some point. Hopefully, maybe, probably.
Yeah, because I think we actually found out we'll talk about it too in the news actually, but we got a couple details about stuff. We don't know if it's final or not, which is actually kind of promising. At least for what stuff that we do normally, or we did normally at one point, which kind of makes me excited. Might actually get into some meta to a degree.
That's pretty much it for me, Yeah.
Speeding through the game last second.
Well. Right, so yeah, I played through all of Xenoverse in like 3 days, and I rushed through it because I had started it, got like halfway through, and this is my problem with a lot of these ROM hacks, is I'll join when people start playing them, and then something will happen,
and then
I had to leave on vacation.
Yeah, you had your road trip or whatnot, didn't you? I think it was like right around that time.
Yeah, I had to go either a 2-week road trip or like I got a long vacation planned to go to a wedding, and suddenly it's like, I forgot everything, and my entire motivation for the game dropped. And I'm like, we have to record this. I need to finish the game. So I know the second half of the game fairly well right now.
At least when we get to the topic too, like myself and Lynian, it's been a while. Well, no, Lynian, you refreshed yourself. I am a little rusty on stuff, but try to refresh myself a little bit right before. Didn't really work, but we'll see when we get there. But I guess with that, let's go to the news.
radio tower. This just in.
And in the news, we got some, good trailers, I guess, to a degree.
Yeah.
I would definitely say so.
Yeah, I believe at the time that the last podcast came out, we got the teaser trailer, I guess.
We had the clear image that came out when, like, the day after they recorded. We got the actual official confirmation. It was Zorua and Zoroark.
Yeah, and we got that being Ghost Normal, and then I guess the extra pre-order, or not pre-ordering exactly. It's the early game bonus, which is, from what we know from before, it's essentially as long as you get the game early, you get the game at like launch or within the first couple of months of launch, you'll be able to get all the stuff. I'm pretty sure. Digital launch gets quick balls via some code in the Nintendo
In the receipt, yeah.
Yeah, Baneful Fox mask. It's cute.
People have decided that these are suddenly a bad thing, despite them never having been discussed before now. I don't remember people having discourse when Victini launched, but here we are.
I don't mind, like, these early game, like, because it's not forcing you to pre-order, which is really nice. You just get the game as long as you get it within the first, like, time span. And they're usually generous with it to a degree. They at least give you, like...
It's several months.
Or at least for all the BDSP stuff, like, you have until the new year, you have through Black Friday, you have through Christmas to get the game. And I believe all the stuff for Legends Arceus is through March.
It gives you incentive to buy the game early, and even then, it's nothing like breaking the game. It's just cosmetic. Unless there's a mechanic we don't know. It's
at most it's not like it's only a pre-order bonus, which those are questionably ethical, but this is not that.
So yeah, we got Hisuian Zoroark with being Ghost Normal. I think they look fantastic. I love them.
They look great. What is their gimmick? Is it like it's going to be I think it's going to be like an alpha Pokemon or...
Oh, I think it's one of like the bosses probably, yeah. And I think also, I think the Marnie ancestor has a mask or something that people are hinting at that it's like, or her like Mon that she has, like her signature.
Ah.
I saw like a picture of it. I don't know how guaranteed it is. A lot of stuff is just like, we're looking for little things and trying to make a connection. Also alongside that, we got a trailer for BDSP, which gave us some more screenshots, and then also you can get platinum outfits. One thing was really nice is we saw the Union Room, a battle, and there was no timer.
I didn't realize that.
There was no timer on the screen, which is what was really exciting, because that means we can do things we used to do, like OU is valid on cart now.
Or at least BDSP OU, which is basically the same thing. Oh, can you say UUTC on cart again? Because I can.
Like, no timer on cart? That is very nice to me. But that could be a local battle. There's things it could be changing, but from what we saw, there was no timer on that battle screen in the Union Room, which makes me happy.
I'm excited to take that Friday off and just play the game all day and then go to a wedding the next 2 days, that night to the next day.
Yeah, because I don't think we had any other news from the trailer other than, like, was there anything else from that trailer that stood out?
Nothing else from that trailer.
Also, we mentioned earlier, there's a Halloween event in Unite. It's still going on. It relaunched with Greedent.
You can get a free Greedent if you play.
Yeah, if you play and get the pumpkins to trade in. It's not a fun event.
Well, I don't know if you can get Greedent with all of the pumpkins remaining.
You have to get lucky, and you have to have logged in for a certain number of days beforehand.
You can. The login thing for the thing, it was 14 days of logins, but it lasts for like 20 days.
Yeah. It's that, plus there were Halloween dailies you could do to help that, and
if you like started that, like, as you're listening to this, if you started, you could possibly get it.
You can also get really lucky by opening one of the boxes and get like 50.
Oh yeah, the 0.03%. Yeah. At least they tell you the rates, but it's still like, oh.
It's so absurd to get anything above what you should. It's just like, here's a free pumpkin.
66% to get one, and if you buy them, they cost 2. It's 31 or 2 or something like that to get 2. So over 90, almost like 99% to get 1 or 2. Everything else above that is like almost impossible, and it's just insulting.
Yeah, you're clearly they just wanted to give these as ways to get
to gamble.
Well, it's not even the gambling. I think it's so much as like these are like these are supposed to be like the way to make those other logins more interesting.
Well, since they added the Halloween dailies, you can actually like achieve almost everything in the shop. I'm getting everything but the witch's hat, which is nice.
I only wanted to get greeted in the pose, and that was all I cared about. Everything else was like, whatever.
I wanted the backdrop, and I got it yesterday. I was happy.
But yeah, no, the event is terrible. It's the whole thing of like, oh, you turn someone into a pumpkin, they drop all their orbs. I can't see how that is annoying at all, but that's what they went for with Unite. Also, Shiny Zacian and Zamazenta Shiny Zacian's live in the US and some other places. Zamazenta will be soon in those places, but I believe you can there are some countries that you can get both right now. And there are some GameStop you can register your email for to get the codes digitally, and they'll just email you codes. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but people are figuring it out. But, the US one for Zacian is until November 11th, and then I believe right after that is when the Zamazenta starts. Let me see if I can find the date for the Zamazenta.
I think it's opposite versions.
Yeah.
If you have to have both copies, you get both. Zamazenta will start like right after it until the end of November. In the Discord, people are trying to help out people to figure out how to get it set up. Come in, ask. People are willing to help. People might even have extra codes. Who knows? I'm not gonna guarantee that. Yeah.
Ask politely.
Cause I know some GameStops are being kind of scummy and going, oh, you know this code you want? Cause usually you just go in and get the code and be good. They're requiring you to buy stuff to get the code.
Which is against their own policy. Please tell them that, and if they ignore you, report them to corporate.
So it seems to be at like a higher level than the store, which is why it's weird. Like some of it seems to be like district managers and stuff. From what I was hearing, it's dumb.
Yeah, in other news, the 4th episode of Pokemon Evolutions has released on YouTube and Pokemon TV. That was the one about N, I believe? Yes, N and Getsus. With the 5th episode titled The Rival being released on December 2nd. I really enjoy these evolutions. It's like a fun little like snip into like the mindset of some of these people.
They're fun. They remind me of the Generations, but not quite as good.
Alright, so Pokemon Cafe Remix is now released on Switch and mobile and is a considerable overhaul from the original game. No idea if it's any better, since I didn't play the first one, but there is a new Cafe Remix, a great on to the next thing. So, to celebrate Pokemon TCG's 25th anniversary, a new mechanic for the Pokemon trading card game was revealed.
They wouldn't have done it for any other reason.
This is Pokemon V-Star cards that act like Pokemon VMAX, that need to be placed on top of a V Pokemon to play, or Pokemon V to play. The Pokemon V-Stars have got a V-Star power, which is like a GX attack that can only be used once per game.
The biggest difference is that they cost 2 price instead of 3.
If you want to know more about this, you should listen to the TCG cast that'll be out eventually. I'm sure they'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
Yeah. So the Pokemon Company International has announced the digital contest Super Pet Contest in order to win prizes until November 9th at 8 o'clock UTC. Pokemon fans from across the US, UK, France, and Germany can enter pictures of their pets in cute, clever, cool categories on their official website. You notice how all of those are contest categories?
Categories, yeah.
And prizes include a BDSP and a Nintendo Switch. But in other fun news that I'm excited about, Original Stitch is releasing some embroidery patterns with Unknown, as well as Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball buttons on t-shirts.
Tell me when they get Beast Ball buttons.
Yeah, they get Beast Ball buttons. So for those of you that don't know, Original Stitch is a company, I think, out of Japan that, like, hand makes, like, Pokemon-styled t-shirts, collared shirts, Hawaiian shirts, with a bunch of different designs. They're super, super cool. I think I have a couple of them. I know Thatch has at least 1 or 2.
I know I got the Cramorant one. They are just expensive. That's the big thing. You're paying about $100 per shirt, I think, is about average.
Yeah, I got one as a gift, and I'm thrilled with my Crobat. That's it for me. Lynian, tell us about the video game.
Well, so they've announced a new online battle that is the Gym Challenge single battle competition where players can only use Pokemon owned by gym leaders in Sword and Shield. I don't know what would be good in that.
Rihan, and only Rihan.
Anyway, registration is open until November 11th and runs the 12th through the 14th, and you get a whole 50 battle points. What generosity. Regionals and international challenges were announced for next year. The first one is March 18th to the 22nd in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Salt Palace. There are a couple of these, Orlando, Florida, Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin in June that all have Go support. All of the other ones won't. We also got the quote-unquote dates for the European International Challenge in Frankfurt, Germany at the end of April, and the North American International Competition in Columbus, Ohio at the end of June.
And then, to wrap this up, Pokemon Go. Try to speed through this real quick. November Green Day will be Shinx on the 21st of November. The bunch of spotlight hours for, like, Cactia, Chinchou, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup. That's for, like, each week of November. The Breakthrough Research Reward for November is Vullaby. And then this one actually will be, when you're hearing this will be live, or should be live. November 1st and 2nd is the Dia de Muertos event. Hopefully I said that right. Which will run it globally this year. And, Cubone, Sunkern, Murkrow, Houndour, Sableye, Sunflora, Drifloon, Yamask, and more will be appearing more frequently. And you'll be able to get Shedinja through a collections challenge. I don't know what that means exactly. But, November 5th through 14th is the Festival of Lights event. November 16th through the 21st is the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl celebration event. And then 26th through the 29th of November, the Season of Mischief will end, and players who completed the Misunderstood Mischief special research will unlock a new special research to learn more about Hoopa. But, yeah, that's, I don't think there's anything PUCL news. We kind of already covered the tournament standings right now in, the beginning.
Yeah, so the only other PUCL news I can think of is there will be probably some sort of contest and or tournament come BDSP. Probably. Maybe. Who knows?
We just don't know what it's going to look like because we don't know what the rules are on the card.
My guess off the top of my mind is there's going to be a ball sticker sticker ball contest. Just, I don't know, design the best ball.
Woo!
Or, that sounds wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Name in progress.
We'll have some of that once we know BDSP rulings and stuff, and then also
we'll have some fun stuff planned for everybody.
I guess they will probably also have much more streams once BDSP launches. That'll probably get revived a bit because right now it's a little streams are kind of random,
spotty.
Have a couple more streams throughout at least the end of the year, and probably if you the beginning, could probably like BDSP will last until end of the year, and then end of January is Legends, and that'll be fun.
Yeah. I know we have a bunch of, at least, streaming content planned for BDSP, at least. Yeah. So I know Shamu and Thatch will stream it, like, week of or whatnot. I'll probably jump on and do, like, a Poison Monotype run just for fun. That I think will be entertaining. Just because, especially because there's a Steel Gym.
Might even be able to do some fun stuff with Legends, too, with competitions with two people, like racing to do something or something like that, or like, hey, do this, like, we can make challenges out of it.
I fully plan on doing, like, BDSP underground races. First person to find a specific fossil when digging, go. And we just race and chat.
Yes, and give it to me, because I really need a Granados.
We can talk about it later. Let's not say too much, because we can't guarantee anything.
The only other thing they did say there's multiplayer contests, right?
I believe so. The contests are changed. Yeah, we can have competitions. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll have contest competitions. Oh, don't you worry. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
But I guess with that, we should, wrap up the news. Been going on a little too long. And we'll be back with a little Poke Quiz.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And thank you, Mark, for the lovely rule there for the Poke Quiz that I might follow. So, again, as we did with Pokemon Insurgents, this time we're gonna do Pokemon Xenoverse. I tried to tone them down a bit, because there's not, honestly, there's some, it was way easier to find hard stuff for Insurgents than it was for Xenoverse, just because Insurgents was a much bigger game. But yeah, our competitors here are, I'm gonna keep with what I said before, I think last time. They are going to earn a number of points to earn a copy of Balan Wonderworld. I am going to keep with that.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot that's what this supposed prize was. It's fitting that for playing fan games, we get to play a bad Sonic fan game.
It'll be cheap enough too, so It's probably about $20, honestly, so it's about the same thing as the normal one. But, yeah, if you guys
Okay, Claude, let's throw, right? Like, we're throwing...
Balan Wonderworld. Gosh, what a game.
I get to play that soon, actually, because I finished my last game I was working on, so that'll be fun.
And then you chose Balan Wonderworld.
Yep. But if you guys are ready, I will ask you the first question. All right.
Sure.
Okay.
So, there's a Pokemon in Xenoverse called Go. It's a little fun Pokemon that's got multiple costumes, changing its type. Gives different appearances. It's still the same Pokemon, just a little bit of a type, different appearance, bit of a different movesets. But what I want to know, which is the first one that you can encounter?
Alright, so that's a trick question because you can get one through a mystery gift.
Not including the mystery gift.
Dang. Then is it...
There's one that's in, like, the first forest.
Is that the Heracross one?
Yeah.
I want to know what the first one you can encounter in the wild. We'll clarify the question with that.
Yeah, but it's not in a den. It's just, like...
No, it's on the first route. It's in this... Or, like, right above the first gym.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it before the first gym.
I thought it was Heracross, but I could entirely be wrong. Like the bug form of it, I guess, or
I don't know if that's bug or if it's fighting though.
No, it's bug fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets its secondary type of whatever it's trying to copy, I think.
Exactly, but there's no mono bug. There's only 17 of them. That's right. Yeah, so the first one, unless we're missing one in like the very first route,
it's either bug fire or bug fighting.
I'm gonna say bug fighting.
I think it's bug fighting with Heracross.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
It is. Yeah, Heracross is correct, and it is a fighting type.
Cool.
That's why I wasn't gonna force you to answer that, but I wanted to see if you would get the fighting part of it too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good. 1 for 1 right now. We'll see if that stays.
No.
Not at all.
So, this one might have changed with patches because this game is constantly being updated to a degree, and they might have thrown this in there and fixed it. I don't know, but there's a move Scoville, Fire Grass type can learn, and they use it on you, but you cannot actually get this move on that Pokemon. What move is this?
Oh
gosh.
I will give a hint too, just to. Cause I don't think I said that earlier, but you do have a hint if you need it.
It's. I'm trying to think of the name.
It's like is it the hot chili pepper?
Yeah, Scoville is the hot chili pepper mon.
I thought that was the move.
No.
Okay, it's not the move then.
It's not because it has its like fire. It has a physical grass scald.
Yeah, I thought that was hot chili pepper. I couldn't entirely be wrong.
Yeah, but that's the move that no, I know, but it has that. I feel like it's got to be the stupid Dragon Pulse move. Because I was like, grass and fire. I can kind of wall this with my water dragon type. And then I use Dragon Pulse.
Then yeah, let's go with Dragon Pulse then. Because
everything else that I've been hit with on that thing feels fairly normal, you know?
Sure.
Is that your final answer, Dragon Pulse?
Sure.
That is incorrect.
No.
It's Solar Beam.
Well, it's a good thing they... Well, because I just figured it still got it, to be honest.
I remember complaining about this to you, and I was like, why? Why can't this thing learn Solar Beam? It uses it on you. Like, one of the trainers does have Solar Beam on it, but there's no Solar Beam TM in the game.
It's so annoying.
So you can't actually learn it via relearner or tutor or anything, because the TM Solar Beam, at least the time when we played it, was not even in the game. You could not pick it up. You could not find it.
I did see that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it can learn it, but I know it's been added.
Learn
it it can learn it because in post game.
Yes, what I'm saying is you can. I know, and I saw in the latest patch when I was looking over the patch notes that Solar Beam is in the newest map. Like you can pick up the Solar Beam TM. I don't know if Scoville can learn it now.
It probably can because it's in this learn set like data, and there was a trainer that in the post game of the normal stuff that was before that. One of the Geist members, but we can talk about them later. Had a Scoville with Solar Beam.
Cool.
Because this whole gimmick is being a sun grass or a fire grass type with drought.
A
Use
jalapeno.
that. Yeah, it's a really strong mon. I can gush about it more later. But
Fire grass is a really good typing. I think it's underrated. Actually, I'm not sure if it's the best typing. It's weak to a lot of stuff, but
It's a cool typing.
it's a fun offensive typing.
All right, on to the next one. You can earn 2 points here. So the main question is, how do you acquire the Pokemon Donatas? It's the little banana steel.
Donatas?
Oh, Donatus? Okay.
How do you get it? And then if you get an extra point by telling me how you get the shiny of it.
Got it. So there are 2 challenges in the, creeping forest where you have to use the Donatus to, just go grab a couple items. In the normal version, I think you can run away from Pokemon. And the second one, you can't run away. And if you do complete the first one, you get a regular Donatus. With the challenge mode, or the hard mode, you get the shiny one.
I've never encountered this place.
So in the creeping forest where
I know what you're... Oh, you're explaining it to him.
He's talking to me.
Yeah. So I believe in the forest area with all of the the forest area with the shrines and stuff. I think Shylian Temple.
Yeah.
In that area, there's a little I think once you go through it the first time, you can go back to an area, and then 2 of the guards or elders are in this little hut, and they will give you a challenge for Donatus. Well, the reason I know this is because I recently, when I was going through the game, I was watching some walkthrough of it, and someone did it, and I'm like, wow. That's dumb.
Well,
Can
do
you
you
tell
know
me
what
what
it's
it's called?
called? Is that
Tell you what the place is called? No.
Is
I can't
that...
tell you.
Wait. Is that the Path of the Hero that was on the map that I could never find?
Yes, that is it. It is Path
Okay.
of the Hero and hard mode. That's
Okay,
essentially-
there it is. Path of the Hero and
I know
Marvel. I knew I could
people are-
describe it, I just didn't know the name.
Yeah, that's how you do it. It's honestly it's not bad, but
It's difficult.
it is pretty difficult. It got to a point where I was worried, but they do give you stuff to not lose out all your PP, but it is a struggle. I remember doing it. It was
The hard mode is only it's dependent entirely on your encounter and what you fight. Because you have to fight everybody, and if you fight a Scoville, you basically die.
Donatus
I
is
don't
grass
think I
steel,
fought
right?
one. It is grass steel, but you think they
Yeah.
give you a bunch of coverage. You get rock and flying alongside of dual stab.
Mm-hmm. But usually the Scovilles are faster, and if you don't have an Alkaberry, you don't live a hit.
Yeah, I don't think I ever ran into a Scoville, honestly.
Then you got very lucky.
Yeah, I never saw one there, so I know everything else but that. Because they even got a shiny there too. When I did it, I was like, I'll take it. But okay, on to the next question. There are 3 answers I need. If you can get 2 of them correctly, you'll get the point. Get all 3, you'll get 2 points. So you don't start Xenoverse with an actual traditional starter. So what I want to know are the final typings of the actual 3 starters that are in the game.
Water fighting, grass dark, and fire.
What do you mean the actual starter? The actual,
So in the post game, the starters you start out in the game with, those are not actually the traditional starters of that region.
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
No.
No.
In the
Because remember,
post-game,
they're
you can go get the actual
special
starters
Yeah.
I
in
have
the
no
region,
idea.
and I want to know what those final typings are of those 3
Yeah.
starters.
They're water fighting, grass dark, and I think fire ground. They are a frog, a bat, and an elephant.
Oh, okay. The elephant is water fighting.
Yeah. And then I knew that one, and then I know that the banana bat thing is its middle evolution has my favorite name in the game. It is Batnana,
Batnana. Oh my god, that's phenomenal.
which is why I can remember that it anything about it. It is a grass dark type, and
They
then
2 banana Pokemon. They've got Donatus and then Batman.
Well, Donatus is a pineapple more than
Yeah.
a banana.
Well, the
but
name
still.
is Donatus, the banana.
Yeah.
You know.
no, it's from ananas, which is pineapple in French, because these guys are
Yeah.
French.
Oh.
They're French developed.
Oh, they're
Italian.
Italian.
But they
Oh,
also
yeah, same
speak
thing.
French. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, Italian, French, pretty much the same. Right, Whimsicott?
Yeah.
You're right. Thanks.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with grass dark, ground, fire ground, and water fighting.
Oh, because isn't the elephant Swelephant?
Probably.
Or
I was remembering
Swolefant.
Swolefant or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was Swolefant because it was like a play on it being like super buff.
Is that your final answer then, of those typings?
Yes.
That is correct. Yep. The grass dark banana bat, the fire ground daredevil frog, and then water fighting swolefant or whatever it's called. The buff elephant.
No, it's swolefant now. It will always forever be swolefant in my mind.
That's not bad so far, though. You still got your hint left and only got one wrong, so it's not that bad.
We might as well use our hint then, because...
Let's use the hint right now.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a choice here of 2 stats, being special attack or HP.
I think it's a trick question.
Let's do special attack.
Okay.
Okay, so what I want to know is what sound type Pokemon has the highest special attack?
Explode.
No,
I have no idea.
It's not
That's just a guess. It's my guess, though. That it
my guess is Roserade. Roserade X.
Oh, Roserade X. How high is that?
It's like it's over 130. I was looking at it last night.
What about the isn't Porygon? Doesn't he get like a form that's sound type?
Porygon West, WES. It's a thing. Or wait,
is it the
wait,
evolution that's sound?
Wait. What is the fire sound? Is that physical or special?
It's physical.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Okay.
If I remember right, Porygon West isn't that good. It's just like super rounded and boring.
Okay, I'm just going through things I remember from the game. I'm trying to think of the sound gym.
Yeah.
Would Bandion be around there?
No, those Pokemon are all like.
One hit once, that would be 130.
Oh, Soundion. Yeah, not the. Yeah, I don't think anything tops Roserade at like 134 or 135.
Is that your final answer?
They tended to. This game was like surprisingly restrained with its base stats.
Yeah. Well, I will say that is correct. It is not Sylveon.
Hey!
It is Roserade. By 4 points.
You got it.
By 4 points. The sound starter, the fire one, actually has 130 special attack.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cause I went. It's because what it is it's got like it's just massive attacks and HP. Because that thing is just the HP one was gonna be second highest. Just to peek behind the curtain, and second highest HP of a sound type would have been Wigglytuff.
Oh my god.
Because the fire starter actually had the highest HP of a sound type Pokemon. And then to answer with like the Bandion, it's HP. It's HP and special defense being like 110 and 130.
We'll talk more about some of these Pokemon because I had so many things I wish I knew about before I played the game.
Yeah, there's some learning curve to the game that's not really great. I don't even know if I want to call it learning curve. But with that though, you got 6 points. So if I remember right, last time you got 7. So that's 13 points to an undetermined point amount.
Woo!
Yeah.
So
when we're done.
Let us know in the comments how many points we should go up to.
I think the first time, I think I said 50 just out of nowhere, but I don't even know what we do it to, you know?
We'll just do it for fun.
Yeah. We don't need to win if the prize is Balan Wonderworld.
Nope.
Well, you said you were going to throw and you didn't throw, so I don't know what you're doing. But with that, we'll head off to the topic and talk more about Pokemon Xenoverse sound type and a bunch of other stuff.
Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one. If you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PuclPodcast, we are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop.
And now on to the topic. We've been referencing it for the whole show up to this point. Now we get to finally talk about it more. Pokemon Xenoverse, per Aspara ad Astra.
Which means through struggle, the stars. It's a well-known Latin phrase.
I thought it was Italian.
I mean, what is Latin but really old Italian?
Fair enough. This is definitely a game. Like, a lot of people hype it up as a very good ROM hack, and
I'd say it is, but it's not perfect.
It's still in the works.
It is, yeah, this is the big thing to mention at the very beginning, is that this game is not actually finished. Like, you can play through the main narrative, the main story, to completion, like with Elite Four and the Champion. You can play through that. But after that, like, once you beat the main story, a lot of stuff just kind of falls apart.
There's no post game.
There is. They're slowly adding it.
Yeah.
They've added 2 of like 5 portions of a post game right now, and I didn't play through them. I stopped once I beat the champion. But
I did a bit of stuff in the post game, but I had to stop myself. But I guess just to like go through the main, I guess, basis of what the game is, you get your starter, which is you'll learn is not exactly a starter in the end
they are.
to a degree.
I don't want to spoil it because honestly, it's one of the best.
It is a really cool spoiler, or a cool, not spoiler, cool thing. So I won't go too much into it. They do evolve and change. It's just you start off with either Hylian, the grass fairy, which Claude had, Trishout, the fire sound type, which is a new type, which is the one I took, or Shulong, the water dragon type, which Lynian grabbed.
So since you mentioned sound type, we've talked about before. Let's just cover sound type.
So they added sound type to kind of balance some stuff out, like just to help dragon, also help fairy, or not help fairy, but like I guess hurt fairy.
So sound type is super effective against water, flying, and fairy. And then it is resisted by psychic, electric, and dragon. And there's no immunities to sound type, except for, what's it?
Soundproof, maybe?
Soundproof.
Yeah.
Being just like, it just gives you the ability to give you immunity. And they changed Pokemon's type, like Exploud became a sound type, Audino got sound typing added on.
as well, and there's a bunch of other ones that got stuff.
Inexplicably, Lopunny and Arbok did.
Yeah,
I do not understand the logic there.
And then, defensively, Sound resists Water Flying Fairy, and only thing super effective against Sound is Electric and Dragon. So it helped balance out the whole typing chart.
Yeah. So the older mod that got it being like the Cricketune line, you've got the Hypno line, Audino, Arbok. The whole Exploud line just turned to sound. We said Noibat. The Noibat line gained sound instead of flying. Igglybuff lost its normal typing for sound. Chatot became sound flying. Litleo and Pyroar became fire sound. Meloetta is no longer normal psychic, sound psychic. And
sound fighting.
That's all the new ones that were. All the Pokemon that were changed to sound type. Yeah, no, Lopunny wasn't the sound type.
I feel like that was...
It's not here on the wiki.
Weird.
Let the wiki out. And this is a new mon. I don't know if they added it in a DLC. There is a wiki for the game.
The wiki is in Italian.
The wiki is in Italian. You have to translate it. You get funny things like Find Them or Steering Wheel Beetle.
Flying type is Steering Wheel. The Pokemon Squirreville translates to Find Them once you hit it. Which is deeply funny. Beetle type.
The move called Smurf Cleaner you found out like right before this.
We don't know what it does.
I'm pretty sure it's Flamethrower.
Okay.
But it's just like, what? No, it's not. What is that? What move is that? It's not Flamethrower. Is it Lava Plume?
There's also, so the other fun thing they, added within the game, which is part of the gimmick, is the, they added, Xenoverse mons, or X mons, that are slightly varying typing, different moves. For example, the first one you'll encounter that's part of the game is a fire-type Elekid.
That thing is the most broken thing in the game.
It really is.
It evolves into a bunch of stuff that's really cool. But they also added a bunch of retro Pokemon as well.
I was not able to find any of them in my playthrough.
But there's a bunch of them that are, there's ones I didn't even know existed in this game, looking through the wiki now.
Yeah. There are, so what they did is they took the stuff from, they either took, the old art from, Gen 1 and 2, and also the Betamons. So I believe, whether the tiger thing, the
Tigret?
Tigret, yeah. Also, remember the old retro Octillery? It looked like a tank that's in the game. And what I believe, I don't know the rate you find them at, but, they are essentially like shinies that are just hard to find. You find them in the area that you would find the normal form, if it's there, and then you just have to, there might be a way to, I don't remember the mechanics behind it. But
there are some brand new mons with it, and it's just I didn't know you existed.
They're not really good. Their stats aren't really, strong from what I saw from them.
That's actually a trend that I appreciated. Most of the new Pokemon come out slightly underpowered rather than slightly over. A lot of times it's all the new Pokemon are broken. It's no, they actually hit the mark. If anything, it's a little low.
Yeah. So yeah, the game introduced retro, you have X Pokemon. There are only 40 or 50 X, not that you can get all of them.
Most of them you can only get post-game anyway. So if you're I'm going to run through a team of all X, there's 4 that you can get before the end of the game. At least realistically.
Yeah, there's some not easy ones to get, because, a lot of them are, a good chunk of them pop up all at once at the very end, and it's like,
Because you need surf.
6 you can get before the end of the game.
Yeah, there's a good chunk, actually. I'm looking at now, too. It's just encounter rates are hard to get to.
It's either that or you have to know where they are to find them.
Yes. And so what you'll see is, like, they do give you a quick tutorial. There's, like, a little glitchy area. You'll see, like, purple grass, a purple tree. In those areas, or if you see, like, glitches out on the screen, like a thing flickering, that means you're in an area where, like, an X Pokemon can be.
Found.
And they're, like, a 1% or 5% encounter rate, depending on the area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are locked off behind things, or, like, you need, like, surf or strength,
or
some
very
other...
late game or something.
Yeah, some of them are given to you through story. Some of them, they just go, oh, here's an X Pokemon, and you can't catch it. Yeah, like, a lot of them you can technically get before the end of the game.
But it's, like, very end of the game. A lot of
Like,
them
yeah,
you
the very,
get,
like, once you hit, like, the end of the,
Gym
like,
8.
pretty much, yeah. Because, like, there is a certain area you go to in the story where you can just kind of get, like, 3 of them. I think there's 4 of them in that area. But they're one that you could have gotten, I think, earlier in the game as well. But, like, yeah, and the 2 that you get earliest on that are the most busted, I would say, are the first one you get is an Elekid.
Yes.
That's, like, the first thing that they introduce to you. I believe that's where they introduced the boss mechanics to you.
Yeah.
Where there
Yes.
are Pokemon with multiple HP bars. Which is a cool mechanic. I kind of like that, you know?
So basically, so think of it like totem Pokemon in my mind.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like a totem Pokemon that you have to fight. But they, like, some of them are trainers have, some of them you have, and they don't tell you which ones you can catch and which ones you can't catch.
And that's the biggest issue, because they kind of train you to go, oh, you weaken it, and once you get it down to that last bar, you can throw a Pokeball at it.
But if you're in a battle with it and they tell you, like, and you do it and they can't, you just waste a turn.
You not only do you waste a turn, you waste a Xenoball, which is a limited, expensive resource. Like, you can get as many as you need, but
you can buy them later.
Yes, but they're pricey.
But they're expensive. They're pricey, though. Which is, the only way you can catch an X Pokemon is with a Xenoball, which they give you, like, I think they give you a total of 30 throughout the game, which is a good amount.
No, it's like, I think it's much more than that. I
It
remember
probably is more
having,
than that.
like, 40 at the end of the game. I never bought any.
Because I didn't buy them, I don't remember what it was exactly, but they do give you a good amount. It's just that, it's the biggest issue that they're these boss Pokemon, and they teach you to catch them, but then they kind of go back on that, and you can't catch them later on.
Yeah.
The first one you find is an Elekid, and it's, like, really early on. And I'll say with the second one you can get is a Sharpedo, which that thing can break your, not actually break your game, but it is very broken because
it's so strong.
you get Relearner at the very beginning of the game, and it can relearn Head Smash. So you have a level, like, I think you can catch it at 15 too. So you have a level 15 Sharpedo with Head Smash, and Aqua Jet, and Phantom Force. That is incredibly strong.
Yep.
I had it for a little bit, and I just dropped it because I'm like, this is dumb. It's like, having Head Smash at that low of a level is just too much. Especially with also being a Sharpedo at, like, level 20. You have a fully evolved Pokemon at level 20, which is, like, it is insane. But, and yeah, just also, before we get too far into other things, it is just a generic game where you're kind of just going through, getting gym badges, fighting the evil team. It's fairly generic in that aspect.
The plot has some really interesting elements and is a stealth sequel to the Pokemon Adventures manga.
Yep.
It is a, like, the story is very cool. It is worth playing for the story, I would say. But again, as we have some, what's the word I'm looking for? We have issues, I guess. We have issues with, like we said, with the boss mechanics. They don't telegraph you that you can't catch it. All they have to do is just, like, you have to fight it, or, like, you cannot catch it. It's just something at the very beginning of the battle saying, like, you can't or you can. All we need.
It's so close to being, like, very, very good.
Yeah.
Really, it's going to come down to, are you okay with the game just being a glorified story mode? And if the answer is yes, you're going to have a lot of fun, because the character writing is really good, it's really funny.
Like, going through the game, it's been, like, it's super challenging, it's interesting. Like, it's not the same type of Pokemon game the entire way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the gyms, because that's the first thing that popped in my mind, is how coolly designed a lot of the gyms are, and how fun it is just to, navigate through that maze.
Gyms, the theming of them is all way better than anything in the normal games. So I'll give you an example. There's a gym about in the mid game that is the fairy type gym, and the gym, like, you talk to the guy outside of it, and he's like, and the whole thing is themed like a giant fairy tale castle. and you talk to him, he's like, yes, the weaknesses of the fairy type gym are the same weaknesses of of actual royalty, steel and poison. And you're like, okay, that's metal. That's a really cool idea to tie it into those weaknesses. One of the gyms had me pull open the gym leader's Instagram.
Oh, oh my god, that was
that gym was so
fun.
Cool.
They do some really cool things.
Well, one of them is just a gauntlet. Like you can't you have to just fight through.
Yeah, and there's some that are like really straightforward and some that are less, but they're all fun and none of them overstay their the only one that I would say is like awful is the water gym. Mostly because there's one of the 3 puzzles goes on forever and is just random chance. But other than that, I don't think there's a bad gym in the game.
Oh yeah, that one's I remember that one.
Yeah.
It's clever to start, and then it gets annoying.
By the time you're at S, you're like, okay, I get it, okay.
Yeah, I will say though, like there's other one that we've played. I just dropped a game because the gyms got just too dumb.
Yeah.
So this is a very they do the gyms well. Like while the water one does have issues to a degree, but it's more like how I see it. Like it's based on a temple.
But it fits the theme.
It fits the theme though, which is awesome. Like, and it's even cool. It's like that gym is really cool for so many levels because it fits the theme. There's we should just say it's a pyramid.
Yeah,
it's a pyramid. Exactly. So you've got a bunch of traps, puzzles. There's even a treasure room.
Yes.
There's a treasure room. There's also you need the
water starter.
You need the water starter, and you do get the other ones in the end game. You can go get the other ones via other means, but you need the water starter to get through a wall to then you can find a shiny Coffer in the gym, and you can catch it.
The game
which is awesome.
Yeah.
That does bring me to I hesitate to say complaint, because if you look at this like a story mode where you're gonna just pick up your starter and go, it's not a problem. But the game puts special story emphasis on your starter Pokemon. And because of that, you have... it won't stop you from putting them in the box, but it will stop you from progressing at several places, because they're like, you need your starter for this. For reasons that narratively make sense. It's... The reveals and the stuff that they do with those starters are great. They never evolve.
In a traditional sense, yes.
Yeah, you get you give them held items, and it changes them to more advanced versions of themselves.
Like Mega Stones, except without having to activate it.
Because of this, you end up, your Pokemon stays cute forever, which, ingenious. I love it. But on top of that, there are areas that, you can only send your starters into, and then it creates this little, puzzle room that you can go and get items out of. So there are things like that which are fun and cool, but you can't run through this without your starter. Therefore, if you're doing a Nuzlocke, you need to figure out how you're going to handle that, because it's either an instant game over, or it just doesn't work as you'd expect.
Because, I was able to do it, but it was just... I had to do it where, if my starter if my starter dies, I have to just keep it around and just keep using it.
Yeah.
Which I think is what I did. I'm like, alright, cool. It's a Nuzlocke besides the starter, because you need the starter for the entire game.
The good news is, if you're not doing a Nuzlocke, the starters are not overpowered, but they are very good at what they do.
Yes.
Yeah. You can do some really fun stuff with them. You could actually do some team setups with them fairly easily.
Yeah, the water dragon one is a monster. It's really defensively built, which on water dragon makes it pretty much immortal, and it doesn't even have the new sound weakness from water because of the dragon resist. So it just sits there and kills everything in front of it with high-powered special attacks. I don't know how the other ones worked.
The fairy grass is awful.
I can see that.
It doesn't do enough. Yes, having fairy type is very, very good, but there are so many better fairy types and grass types you can get that I felt bad not grabbing.
Okay.
I guess also to make a mention too, you can get hidden abilities in the game. They have I think it's a normal chance of just having Pokemon having hidden abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting a Drought Skullville, and one of the fire starter forms has solar power. So I got to abuse that for a good chunk of the game. And even then, as long as you have Skullville with Drought, you just nuke stuff, because you're getting stab fire moves with Sun Boost, and having grass to cover the water weakness. And it's just, that is just and you also get Scald if you want. if you don't want to do drought stuff, you get like rain. You can just do Scald. You get access to like the basic start, like water, fire, grass coverage. But yeah, the fire one was also just having, the fire started having massive HP, helps out too. You don't have a lot of defenses, but you are bulky and you do get priority. You get enough stuff to make it worthwhile in the long run.
I think if you're going through the game, you should pick the water or the fire starter.
Yeah.
Granted, pick the one you like the most, because it has to be on your team for most of the game anyways. But
yeah,
I think water and fire are by far better than the others. Or than grass, at least.
Yeah, because I know there's some good fairy types too. Like honestly, fairy type is the thing. There's some good ones. There's the Knight of the Round Table. That thing is awesome.
It's literally a knight made out of the round table. I love it.
I played with that thing, and that thing was awesome. I love that thing so much.
There are a lot of really cool Pokemon and really, really fun designs. I will say that if there's a new Pokemon, you can safely expect it to be well-balanced or a little weak. There are very few Pokemon that I was like, yes, once I add this to my team, it'll be broken. Like, there's the Gyarados. It's I wouldn't want to call it the Gyarados clone, because it's similar in that it's got different. A weak base form, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this thing will be so great. And it was, but it also doesn't really get a lot of good dragon moves. So it was just kind of like stabless for a long time. And I'm like, oh, that's the balancing factor.
Yeah, a lot of it is late game if things become good. Not before then.
Yeah.
Although I must tell you guys, I must evangelize the Church of Scriveroom. It is a Sand Steel type. He is my favorite, and I love him.
No, it's all about Chima-Ooze.
Oh, that thing is horrific. You know what it's based on, right?
Wishy-washy.
That too, but it's also based on a Rat King. And if anyone doesn't know what that is, they're like, huh. And if they do, they're like, why would you do that?
No, the Rat King is great. He was my poison ground buddy, and we had fun.
I will say, if you're playing this game, I don't think any of us got to abuse this because we didn't know until it was too late. There's a little beefle, a little bug fighter.
Yes, there's
its
a bug
ability
fighting.
is huge powder, and its final evolution has a base attack of like 136 or something like that.
It's so dumb.
We never got to abuse this because we didn't find out about this, but that thing might be that might be worth trying to abuse.
As I understand it, it can nearly one-shot pretty much anything, but hidden abilities aren't as common as other abilities. It's not like 1 in 3 of any of them.
They're fairly common.
It's also its move pool sucks.
Yes, but it's not a 30%, but it's not too low.
It's in like the normal rotation because you have no idea how many Scovilles I found in the wild, or whatever the base form of it is in the wild. I found like half of them were drought and drought's hidden, so it's not too hard to find them.
Pepequeño?
Whatever it's called, I don't remember what it is. I don't remember what the base one is. I just remember Scoville.
I think you mean find them.
Find them. Yeah, the Italian translation. But yeah, like, and again, if you're going through this, the wiki helped, but it also doesn't really help because it's not as well documented as the Insurgents one. The Insurgents one has like everything you need to know just about. This one has like enough to work, but not a super large amount.
Yeah, and while the wiki is in Italian and the game was originally coded in Italian, the game has a fully functional English translation, and it's a good one. There was nothing in it that made me go, oh, this is clearly a bad translation. There's a part in the game that is clearly based on the American West, and as someone who lives there, felt hilarious. I was like, so this is what Europeans think of as the American West. Yep. This is not accurate, but it's very funny that you think it is.
One thing we should actually mention, the dens.
I love the Pokemon dens. It's a fun little mini game that they throw in there.
They're just all RNG.
A lot of them are just trial and error, and if you mess up, do the whole thing over again, including the animation and the loading screen. I'm sorry, that's insane.
I liked it.
I like the concept of it. I don't like how they did it. I don't like the implementation of it.
Like, the Golem one, for instance, is
you choose the path.
I guess that one.
Fine.
I learned the pattern, and I got it in like 2 tries, and I was thrilled.
There's like 5 rooms. That's why I was like, you get lucky the first couple, cool, but if you don't, it's so much trial and error. I don't think that's good design. That's really just not. No trial and error with no way to determine what is actually correct. That's my issue.
No learnable pattern. It's literally just throw yourself at it until it's done.
Yeah, it's rough. Some of them are fun, some of them are just really, really rough. And that's how you get certain TMs, that's how you find some of the Mazgo forms that are just like, you do the den and they pop up, or you do the den, you find the TM in there's an item sometimes, yada yada.
I skipped a bunch of them.
I think I did most of them. Oh, another thing to mention, I don't know if they fixed this actually, they might have. They have achievements in the game, but the menu is
bugged.
It is bugged. Do not access that achievements menu, because it will freeze your game.
I learned this the hard way and lost about 2 hours of content, which is, I will say, the game as a whole is actually pretty stable. That was the only time I had the game crash.
That was the only issue we had crashes with that achievements menu. So just like, cause even if you go through it and look through it, they are not in any order whatsoever, as far as I can tell. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the patch notes as of late. Because, like, I beat the game and I tried to do post-game stuff. I tried to go for completion like I did Insurgents. It was too much. Because there is no post-game, really.
And
there is, but there isn't.
The thing about the Xenoverse post-game is the game spits you out at about level, 70, 80? They're about
70, and that's like, the game ends at 70.
It barely hit 70.
Yeah. So, the game ends at 72, so you have that knowledge.
But, the post-game, like, some of the challenges and things, have Pokemon at level 100, and there is nothing to get you over that gap.
I know there is one thing, I never got to it, but I don't know how reliable it is, because there is no gym re-challenge as of now.
Elite Four, you mean?
Yes, I meant Elite Four, yeah. You cannot re-challenge the Elite Four. They'll probably change it in the future, I assume, but it's just, like, that was my main drawback. There's, like, no easy Elite Four grind. They do have a bunch of references to other trainers in other regions. There is a trainer you can fight who has high-level Pokemon that I believe that's how you have to, like, grind EXP. I never got to them. I didn't do that whole challenge or whatever. I don't know everything associated with it, but there's a trainer in the core game that you can, like...
I did. It was fine. But I did pretty much most of the normal endgame stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, now I should be able to handle the quote-unquote DLC post-game patches.
Not that one. They've like a DLC battle pass thing, like the first one, the Greninja X, which is
It is also free. I want to put out.
It is free. It is free. It's not. You don't pay any money. It's all free.
Despite being called a battle pass.
Yeah, essentially it's how they advertise it. They've got like 5 things, and like the first one's Greninja X, the next one's the legendary dogs,
and Mega Evolution. The patches are also interestingly not just post game, because Claude beat the game after the Mega one went through, and the Champions Pokemon changed.
Yeah, it didn't matter though. I had the broken mod,
but it was more like that's kind of interesting that the game is not abandoned and is not in a finished state.
Yeah, no, they're still working on it. It's like it's not you can go through, you can play the game, you can beat the main story. There's still stuff to do, and it'll still possibly change in the future too. Because again, as we said, they're still working on it. It's not a fully complete game like Insurgents was. Insurgents, we pretty much played the finished version of it.
Yeah, so if you're coming back to this review, like this discussion in like a year, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to play. No, go back and check, because a lot of our concerns may have just been fixed.
It's not like, it is still a good story, one way or another. Like, it is still worth playing through the main story of the game. I will give it that. But that's essentially all you're going to probably get out of this game, is just here's a story, now find something new after you beat the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The story is really good, and then I would stop there. Yeah,
I would finish fight the champion, maybe do a little bit of exploring afterwards if you want, but there really isn't, there's not enough to go. It's not like Insurgents where you beat the game, and you have like
another region.
So much more.
5 to like 10 other stories to still wrap up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Insurgents had a huge amount of content for what it was. Like, and that's why even with Ruin Finished, because like, there's still cool stuff to explore. There's a whole nother thing here, a whole nother thing there. I can wrap up my rival story. I can wrap up this person's story. I can do this. It had a bunch of stuff like, it's actually allowed you to tie up everything with a nice bow tie. Xenoverse is not at that state yet. Or, we don't know if it'll even get to that state. We don't know. Because again, it's still in development. It's still being worked on.
Mm-hmm. And while they've listed that there will be 5 major patches in their quote-unquote fighter pass, they've not given an outline for what they all are. They've just said that there are 5 of them. So we know that there are 3 more, but considering that the first one was like a map, and the second one was fully functional Mega Evolution, it's really difficult to go, oh, there's like 5 more of these little things and maybe they'll do, like, it's impossible to tell what they consider a patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say, like, what really irks me a lot is just, like, I'm glad they're updating it, but if you are doing these updates for other things, like this other area, Mega Evolution is kind of integral to the story to a degree too, which is fine, like with like the final battle, but like when you don't have the basic stuff of what I would call a Pokemon game, being first off, you should be able to re-challenge at Elite Four immediately.
Even if the teams don't upgrade.
Yeah, that should be a basic, like, instant, that should be in the game. The fact that it's not is really worrying.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my, like...
That is your big
really,
thing.
that's my major complaint. It's like, and I don't, well, cause I really honestly stopped at that point too, cause there might even be more stuff that was just not in the game that they just didn't do.
No, looking around, that was about the only thing that I would call standard to any rate that wasn't there.
Okay.
But
that was just my main thing.
It means that there's not a good way to do post level grinding, and considering that they've got a large dex that they, you know, they went out of their way to make sure you can get in everything on one save file without trading.
Yeah.
And they did that, and it's great. If you can't grind those Pokemon on anything other than wilds, it's not good.
Nope. But otherwise, I would give the game. All right. So, what would you rate the game out of 10?
Well, we if you remember from our previous episode, we each give our rating out of 5 for a total out of 15.
Okay. So out of 5, I think I would sit somewhere comfortably around the 4. Like, at the current moment, it was a 4 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed the game. There's clearly room for improvement.
I think you gave that same rating to Insurgents if you want to amend.
Oh, if that's the case, I'd go down to the 3.5 then. I liked Insurgents more than I liked this one.
All right, Shamu?
Honestly, I want to give it a 2. It might change in the future with updates, but I am just, like, is it, like, if you're going to talk about story, like, it's a fun run-through, it's like a 3, but, like, for an overall an overall game, it's still unfinished. It's still, like, I have to stick with the 2. I like it, it's worth playing it, it's just, I can't compare it really to Insurgents.
Like, I liked Insurgents more overall, but honestly, I had more fun on the narrative on this, and the art design, which we didn't really talk about, but it's custom, and it's really good.
And the music, we didn't get a chance to talk about music, the music is incredible.
I want to change it to a 3, because I forgot about the music. The music is really good. The music and, like, some of the trainer battles are really, like, just good experiences musically and artistically.
The story is better than Insurgents, and it's not close.
Insurgents is just cringe on cringe on cringe. This one at least has a story that's interesting.
And they have bits that are really fun. Like, there's a prolonged Ghostbusters riff that honestly should have been cringy and annoying, but frankly is one of the best parts of the game. All of the presentation on it is pretty much flawless. There are a couple design things that I kind of quibble about. I'm gonna give it... I think I liked Insurgents more as a, like, time sink, but Xenoverse I think I liked more as a game. I'm going to give it... Because, like, if I'm playing a little spin-off, I just want to get through the story. I kind of don't... If there's a cool post-game, I'll play it, but I'm considering that more base content. I don't want to go through and complete a dex in a game I can't transfer out of. I think this one hits what I want. I'm gonna give it a 5. A lot of... no, I think I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.5. There's stuff in it that is a little obnoxious, but there's so much heart on display here.
Yeah.
It's hard to give it less.
The way I see it is, Xenoverse has a better, in my mind, story. I like the design look of it more, and I like the music. The actual, like, the new Pokemon they added, I like a lot of I'm a big fan of, changing mons we already know, rather than adding new ones. So I like that about Insurgents more. I think Insurgents was just a more flushed out game. I also think it was much more difficult to play through. Like, I like that aspect of Insurgents more, and there was more to do when you finish the game if you wanted that. This one, at the current moment of us playing it, once you finish the game, there's like 1 or 2 little post-game things, but that's it. Granted, like, when I'm playing a fan game, I want to beat the Elite Four, and then I'm done. So I understand that aspect, but like, if you want to do more, there's not as much to do. Mm-hmm. So it all depends what you're looking for in the game.
That's kind of where I'm at, really. Like, because it's just like, I want to be like, I want to feel I want to be able to go and say, I can actually complete the Pokedex and do things effectively and stuff like that, and do more, but when they really don't let you.
It's not they don't let you, it's just you can't.
Well, imagine you want to complete the Pokedex. Where do you level Pokemon up?
No. I hacked in rare candies and I was thrilled with my life.
Yeah, like, for me trying to go, like, level up Pokemon, I had to go to an area with, like, level 60 wild, and that was pain.
Yeah.
Doesn't it hail there, too?
No, it's inside, so at least not that, but, like, it's just, like, there was no real way to even do that effectively.
Yeah, summing up our points here, that gives it an 11 out of 15. Notably lower than our, I think it was 14 on,
Insurgents, yeah, because I'm pretty sure I gave it a 5. I think we both gave it a 5, I think, and Cloud, I
gave it a 4.
Yeah.
I had my reasons. I hated the story.
That's fair. Honestly, yeah, the story is cringy. It's one of those games where you can sink time into and enjoy it.
Yeah, and while I thought that story was cringy, I thought the rest of the game was well enough thought out. And while this one tends to low power, like, nothing is too strong, so everything's fairly viable. I guess the other one was everything's broken, so have fun picking your broken, which is a different and also fun experience. But yeah, I think that wraps us up on our topic.
Yep, I will agree with that, and I don't know which one we'll play next. We don't have really an idea, and we don't know when that will be. So,
If you have suggestions, always feel free to send it to us. But
yeah,
Yep.
DM us or whatever, DM me. Yeah, tag me in Discord, feel free. I don't really care. So, with that, though, we should move on to the poke of the episode.
Poke of the episode.
Alright, and for the Pokemon of the episode today, we kind of chose, like, two. The one that we both, all of us abused, essentially, because Lynian and Cloud, you both abused Electabuzz, my bad, late game. I instead abused Scoville, being essentially the mind that just got to click a move and kill something. Really what happened in the long run, because these are probably the most broken Pokemon in the game, or close to.
Or some of them. I mean, some are not, but, like,
yeah.
picked a fun team, like a fun dual weather combo that you can run through the game with. That would be super fun.
I would say the only issue we have with it right now is that you would need 3 hidden abilities. But again, they're not hard to find. They're really not. No. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I'll start off though with Scoville, because we have Sun and Rain. So with Scoville, you want Drought, and then it's got higher special attack than physical. It has 92 special attack and 110 speed, which are the 2 stats you really care about. Everything else is 80 or below. Well, it's not really strong. It's got enough speed though, but with Drought, you're essentially getting Stab and then plus the Sun boost on all your fire type moves, and you get access to Eruption. So literally you can just give this thing a Scarf and just go Scarf Eruption, Scarf Eruption, Scarf Eruption, Scarf Eruption in the sun. You essentially get to do what Torkoal does, but faster. And being able to just nuke stuff. You get Energy Ball. It really comes down to, like, when you're building it, you really just pick, like, Fire, Grass. You can also get Scald, though it's a little iffy, because we do have Rain, yes, but Scoville itself has Drought. So it kind of ruins it, but if you want, you get Sludge Bomb. You can get, like, again, they fixed it into DLC where you can now get Solar Beam. So you can just have Drought Solar Beam and Drought Eruption just on this thing, and it just hits like a rock.
Yeah, especially when you get Scarf so easily.
Yeah, and so like you can just do like Eruption, Flamethrower, or Flamethrower, Fire Blast, whatever you want. Like, it really comes down to Eruption, Solar Beam, Sludge Bomb, and then like a Grass or Fire move of your choice, I would say, for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, we have a physical wall, to a degree, something just to be tanky and just be there to deal with some of our other, like, just other weaknesses, as well as just being there to take hits, is Medieval. This one, we're just gonna run with Rockhead, because you do learn Head Smash by level up. And this thing is more or less just more of a physical wall. It's got 100, go through the stats real quick, 100 HP, 86 attack, 122 defense, 50 special attack, 90 special defense, and 58 speed. Really jank stats to a degree, but they're still solid enough to work. You get things like, you also get King's Shield as a level up move. You get Head Smash, you do get, Moonblast. While you have 50 special attack, running Moonblast is more or less just there to be like, hey, coverage. Hit fairy coverage. You do get, I believe it's Seismic Toss. You can learn Seismic Toss. We're going off the, Italian wiki, it's not the greatest thing in the world. But, yeah, I would like, when I ran King's Shield, Head Smash, Moonblast, just to like have coverage, and again, you get Rock Head Smash, is pretty good to have. But yeah, King's Shield, Head Smash, Moonblast, and I think I just had Seismic Toss. I don't remember the last move, but Seismic Toss can do a lot of damage depending on some boss, Pokemon 2. Yeah, I think there was a Seismic Toss or two where it literally just did like a whole bar of the Pokemon's health. I don't know how, don't know why, but it did. Might be a bug. But it's a very good defensive mon.
Okay. Well, let me go back and we'll start with one of the starters. This starter is based around Trishout, the Fire Sound one. Now, it's a very good mix attacker. That's like very high attack, very high special attack, not very good defenses. So we want it to be mixed, especially because all the sound moves it gets are special for the most part. So think about it. You're gonna have moves like you can run fully special with things like Flamethrower. I don't know what half these sound moves are in Italian, but, you know, a very good sound move, you get somewhere like 36 and 40. Boom Burst is one of them, and that's basically your primary move there. You can also get, like, Flare Blitz later on. If you want on it, it might be better just run this entirely special.
Well, you're not going to be able to, because it's a story mode, you're not going to be able to pick your investment well. So having something that can go mixed, just run it mixed.
Exactly. And so its primary skill is solar power. So we don't have to worry about a hidden ability with that. It gets solar power to start with, which will be easier to find. I don't know what the other one is, but
it gets it later, a little later on with the form.
You get it.
One of the forms has it as a primary skill, so that makes it easy. I think it's the Xenoverse form, but
yep, it's the second form you unlock essentially. But yeah, you just run mixed. Like, you get sound priority, you get boom burst. You just kind of go through and just start getting, like, dual stab of both special and physical, because again, you're...
Yeah, and it hits really hard, and it's just a very good mon, especially when you have the sun set up already. Now it's going to hit twice as hard. And speaking of hitting twice as hard, we're going to add Hunt to this, the little fighting bug. So this is one where you're going to need to find its hidden ability, being...
huge power. I'm gonna see what huge power actually.
It's huge power, but Beefle's isn't. Beefle's is, I think it's body armor. It's different.
Yeah. Either way, it has like 134 attack, so it's massive. Granted, it doesn't get a very good physical type move, like physical fighting type move for a while, so you have to use Arm Thrust throughout the majority of the early game until it gets Mega Horn and, might be, I don't remember the last move it gets, but like, it gets a bunch of stuff like that. You can find the TMs for like Brick Break, Low Kick, it hits so incredibly hard. I ran with Body Slam for most of the game because it just works really, really well. And then with everything else, it's just gonna break things.
If you care for some reason and you want to go out of your way to breed one, you can give it Bullet Punch.
What's Bullet Punch? Is that the same? Oh, Bullet Punch. Yes. That.
Bullet Punch on a Pokemon with huge power and 134 base attack.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got 106 HP, 134 attack, 93 defense, and then 65 special defense with a 34 speed. So having priority would be nice to have, like...
And if you're wondering if that's us doubling it because it has huge power, no, that's its base.
No, that's its base, but yeah. Like, that's why we're like, none of us actually got to use this with huge power, so we don't know the full power of it, but the fact of having 134 doubled is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That's, like... Because you do get a lot of good, like, you do get TM stuff. Like, you can get Earthquake, too. You can get, like, I think it's Rock Tomb there, at least. So you get, like, a basic Rock hit if you want.
Yep.
You do get Rock Slide later on, too. if you want by TM. Like, it looks like it's getting a good chunk of moves at the very least, so you'll at least have a good, like, it gets U-turn.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
That could be dumb.
Its only problem is that it is slow.
Yeah. Can I get Assault Vest? Do we have Assault Vest in the game? Because that would be good on it, actually.
There's Assault Vest.
Yeah, can you get Assault Vest with U-turn, or, like, moves, or even just, like, just something to increase damage or increase bulk, which you probably want on it.
Alright, Lynian, take us away.
And with that, we have our real star, the Pokemon that carried Claude and I completely through the end game. Electaburst, the final evolution of Elekid. It's a fire-electric type, and you're probably like, wow, that's a good offensive type, but man, you've got that crippling ground weakness. Well, its ability is Levitate. So, yeah, with 95 speed, 123 special attack, that's really all you need. Give this thing either a choice scarf or an expert belt, and then just click Thunder if you want to have it in rain. Thunderbolt. It's got Flamethrower. It's got Fire Blast. It's got Flash Cannon. It's got Focus Blast. I have to translate these.
It does
as we go.
So the only issue with it is the fact that you have to wait till like the end of the mid game to get it, because it requires a special item to evolve.
Or good RNG.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can get them as early as the second gym, and then you just have to evolve it to a Electabuzz, and then you can get it whenever. But there is one that's guaranteed, but it's not for a long time.
The one that's guaranteed is after the Sound Gym, right?
Yes. So it's after Gym 6. Electabuzz is still pretty strong, and so it's not like you have a weak, terrible Pokemon, especially because you'll have Eviolite, but you won't have the utter game-breaking nightmare that is our good boy Electaburst. Also, he breaks the AI, because they will go for a ground move. Not every time, but all of them will do it once.
Until the AI learns that it can't do it.
It's the AI trick of doing it, so then they find out they can't do it, and then they don't do it again.
It's like Volt Absorb in the main games. If they don't realize you have it, they go for it. And I think like...
Once they know you have it, they don't go for it, yeah.
And then, lastly, we've got another electric type, because with their new resistance to sound, it's actually a decent type to double up on, given that it only has one weakness, and both of them are immune to it. We have Herok, which is which you can get the basic version of this, Spark Owl, on the first route. You're looking for the ability, sorry, I need to look up what it is in English. What's Electivire's normal ability?
Vital Spirit?
No. The one that makes you faster when you hit by electric moves. Motor Drive. You're looking for a Spark Owl with Motor Drive, which is actually pretty good, because it gives you immunity. And when it fully evolves, you'll get Drizzle. And it is an electric flying type. It's physical, so you're probably not going to run Thunder on it.
I would still run Thunder and Hurricane.
It has a 67 special attack.
That's not the worst with Stab, honestly.
Yeah,
especially with how this game's. It could still be worth it for a time. Like, I would honestly run Hurricane. You might be able to get away with not running Thunder, which is still good to have it, but you would probably want Hurricane just to have special flying.
Yeah, it does, however, get stuff like Brave Bird and what's the electric physical move that I'm sure
Wild Charge?
The name of? Wild Charge. So, like, if you want to run it physically, you can, and it'll be fine. It's just more of those two moves are so strong, especially, that it is what it is.
I thought of a better flying type we should have had them at.
What?
The Rapidash.
No, it's actually not that good, and its ability is jank.
I like it.
I would have loved to agree, but the Rapidash, it's not good. It's not good.
Never mind.
Its ability switches its type at half, but it's not good.
But yeah, no, like, again, this team is just like, we're just trying to use dual weathers and then take advantage of the team that are already strong and just make them stronger. Because,
and this is a team that can just power through the game. Like, you'll have no issues with this.
It's available fairly early on, like, Spark Owl, or first route. I think the Beefle's, like, first.
It's after the second gym. It's after the second gym.
Beefel's after the first or second gym. I know the Scoville is before the third.
Yeah, like most of this is early. I think Medieval is before the.
It's also the same area. It's also you can get this entire like team before the third gym.
Yes.
If the third is water, then yeah.
One last.
Oh, third water is fourth. It's before fourth. Sorry.
So there's one thing to note about Medieval. All of these Pokemon are very easy to evolve, except
right. Yeah, Medieval is a special condition.
So it needs to
level up. Nice.
Yeah, but how to get King's Rock? This is actually one of the better things that the game did. Pokemon have held items a lot, fairly often, and
if you beat them in battle, you get their held item.
Half the time.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's like a 60% chance any given Excalibur has one. So if you catch one, you'll probably have it. If you don't, then just knock like 3 or 4 of them out and you'll get a King's Rock.
Yeah.
So you just need to make sure that you have one and level it up at night. Other than that, this seems pretty foolproof on evolution.
I think you have everything by 40. I think Skull's like a Firestone or Leafstone, though, I think. But
yeah.
Sure.
And then, so, a rule of thumb, if you ever need a stone, just keep killing whatever it is that you need, and they will eventually drop one.
Or if you get late in the game, a lot of the department stores, or if you there's wandering like little travelers and salesmen and merchants, and if you talk to them, they usually sell you stuff, and sometimes they have them too.
Yep. For instance, there is a Pokemon called Hikilu, and he is a really adorable Ice Normal type without most of the... It's actually like a decent Pokemon. It's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
But you can get it just before the second gym. And I just knocked like 6 or 7 of them out, and then one dropped the Ice Stone, and then I had a Malamute all the way through the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very strong because of the move relearner.
Alright, I think that's our team.
Yeah. It's a fun team to run through the story with, you know. If you want to switch stuff up, you always can. It's just like, hey, here's some cool stuff you can get that's really strong and...
Early on.
Yeah, it'll deal with at least one fight in the end that is really annoying. I had trouble with it, at least.
Claude and I breezed it.
Alright, and then, so I guess we'll be back with the Mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
Alright, we're back with the mailbag. Do you want to start, Claude?
Sure. I will start with Wyatt White. I remember you from a tournament. Cool. Anyways, hello PUCL crew. It's Wyatt here. Finally composing an email that'll make it on this time. Hope everyone is doing well. You all asked about what BDSP needs, and I found it quite difficult to think of something. Then I realized that I played Diamond version back when I was only 10 years old. Kinda weird to think about. Yeah, I think I was, I may have been like 14 or 15 when it came out.
I don't even remember.
Or something like that. Either way, after taking a trip down memory lane, I was able to ponder on what I'd like added. And the first would have to be music. I always loved listening to Pokemon music, and I would frequently visit specific areas just to play a song while doing chores or homework. I would love there to be not only newly composed music, but also a way to switch music back to the classic DS style. They did this in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I use that function frequently. Funny enough, I think most of it is on Spotify, or you can buy it all on YouTube for like very, very cheap. Mm-hmm. If you just want to listen to it. Or it's probably free on YouTube somewhere. But anyways, back to the email. Something else I would like added is legendaries. It was mentioned last week that the Underground seemed to be this remake's version of Soaring. I think that'd be really thrilling if we could excavate our way to secret caverns and dens of legendary Pokemon that were previously unattainable in the original games, as if they were the entire time. Now that's interesting. What do you guys think about the underground caverns having like legendary Pokemon?
I'd be okay with that.
I don't think it'll happen, but I think it's a cool idea.
Like, I can see, like, if you have, like, the right couple of statues in your base, you can unlock things. I like that aspect a lot.
No, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I like that. It's not that they haven't done something like that before. They did the whole, Ultra Wormholes, where you would have to go through different things and find all the legendaries in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
it's
the same It's the same concept, essentially, just different implementation, you know?
I don't know if they'll do it, but I think it's a really cool idea. Like, I wish they would do it.
Yeah, because we know they have the, like, secret grotto that you can get Pokemon in, and depending on what stat, like, how many of a certain statue type you have, depends on what pops up there.
I can totally see them doing that with, like, all of the Gen 1, 2, and 3, and I guess all the up to Gen 4 legendaries, because I don't think there'll be any Pokemon after Gen 4 in this game.
No, I don't think so either.
But we'll know, who knows? Anyways.
Yeah.
Of course, these games are supposed to be set in a different timeline, or whatever, so while we're at it, can we get Megas back, please? I would love Megas back. I wouldn't care if they were introduced mid or late game either. It's not hard to think of some excuses on how Mega Stones were discovered after Cyrus messed up the space-time continuum or whatever.
Why do we know these are set in another timeline?
I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know the answer to that, but, you know, I would like Megas back. I don't think it's going to happen, but I want it back. I can dream.
No one will stop you from dreaming.
Yeah.
Either way, the one question that I just thought about, what do you think they're going to do with weather?
What do you mean?
In Gen 4, weather was permanent.
Oh, no, it's probably going to be 5 turns.
It's probably going to stay 5 turns.
Yeah. I assume that they're keeping, because modern conveniences aspect, like, they could, but I think they're going to leave it, like, with, I think they're going to be mechanically acting how they would act nowadays, not 10 years ago.
Because I know that we've seen moves like leafage in the game, and I'm like, alright, that wasn't there before, so.
Yeah, I assume they're keeping the current move, like the current mechanics, but just putting it back in Gen 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless we see otherwise, but I think that's how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
That's all I asked for the topic. Can't wait to hear what everyone else has thought. Have a wonderful week. Your Wyval.
Ooh, woo.
Wait. Okay.
I hate that.
I could do a whole monologue in that. I did that before. It hurt.
Oh, no.
I remember that.
Alright, Lynian, you're up.
So, we've got our good friend, Nico. Happy Halloween Eve, Puckle crew. Nick here to answer the last 2 mailbag questions. Since they were so close together and they fit together so nicely, 2 weeks back we were asked if we would buy BDSP. As a local wrong opinion haver who doesn't like Sinnoh, I'll give my unique take. I'm not pre-ordering the game, and I probably won't buy it day of, unless... Quick aside, don't pre-order games in general. It's a bad practice. Not for you, but I mean, well, it's bad for you to do it because it lets game developers ship poor quality and overhyped games that are buggy and terrible. Remember Cyberpunk? Remember, what's the name of that game?
I don't remember Cyberpunk.
Well, that's part of the problem. Cyberpunk 2077 had a bunch of bugs, especially on launch.
It was bad.
And who can forget No Man's Sky, who, while it's great now, that was a multi-year journey. So yeah, don't pre-order video games. It's a terrible practice. Anyway, they're still hiding some... he could be convinced to buy it if they're still hiding some features that could convince me to get it. If they are, it would be... This is my misread of some formatting. As mentioned last week, but if you could get every Pokemon into BDSP, that would be a big deal, and it stands to reason that picking Ilka to make these games could be part of that plan. I don't think so, but I can see why you'd get there. Still stoked to play it.
Yeah. I could see a good chunk, but I don't think we're gonna get 400-something Pokemon. Nothing after Gen 4, I don't think.
I don't think we're getting anything Gen 4, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think anything after Gen 4.
Honestly, the biggest search I am hoping for is we get the Hisuian stuff, but even then, that's a stretch.
Yeah. The elephant in the room. I really like Zorua and Zoroark. I like somber Pokemon Pokedexes, and these are so dark. I love dual normal Pokemon, because they conceptually have to justify the normal type specifically. Normal typing usually implies a closer resemblance to the real-world animal or thing it represents. How is this evolution line rationalized as normal? I don't know. I don't understand why they're ghost normal. I like it, though. They're really powerful.
I have to imagine I assume it was just normal type Zorua and it just died. So it's still normal, but it just died, you know? That's kinda... when I add the ghost type onto something, I just think of that Pokemon but dead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this is. I think they're kind of going like, here, that's like a normal fox. It's like a winter fox. It's normal. It possibly would have been normal ice, but they got rid of the ice type for the ghost type because it passed away. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He said, also, are superpowered regional variants replacing originals? I'd be hurt if my favorite Pokemon was made obsolete as OG Zoroark. No. No, this is just another version. I don't think regular Ninetales doesn't exist because of Alolan Ninetales.
Remember Alolan Sandslash?
I understand that loving a Pokemon isn't just about winning, but I'd like to know how you feel about matter of downsizing if it doesn't matter at all. Have a happy Halloween, Nico. Yeah, I don't think it matters, because the original still exists and are often better.
Yeah, there's some that are different. Like, they have their own different rules, because even like Ninetales, like, Alone Ninetales is good because they can just set up Aurora Veil immediately, but OG Ninetales is just like, you have Drought and you are bulkier.
Who can forget how great Mr. Mime is, and how great its Galarian version isn't.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't worry.
About the same effective-wise, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually a case-by-case basis. It's not like, not every form is a guaranteed
better.
Instant, like, 100% better. It's like, some of them are, some of them aren't. Like...
Marowak, yes, Marowak was significantly improved. But when was the last time anyone has willingly used, like, I don't know...
A Marowak.
Well, normal Marowak. It was starting from a low spot. Zoroark's fine. It'll be fine. He also has a PS here that made me laugh. Don't give me a blue Tauros badge. I already have one, and I'm colorblind.
Ha! I get it.
Alright. I'll take this last one from Anthony. He's answering the mailbag saying, yes, I plan on buying Diamond and Pearl, or Brilliant Diamond, but let me explain. I'm an old Pokemon fan that prefers the 2D traditional games. I realize that most fans are more excited for Legends Arceus, but that game looks like a tedious train wreck in my opinion. So if I want to play an old school Pokemon game on my Switch, BDSP is my only option. Anyways, my question is though, why do some people think it's a bad thing that the Pokemon Company is finally trusting other studios besides Game Freak to make the main series games? If ILCA makes a great game, and I pray that they do, why should they stop? Wouldn't it be great if one studio makes 2D Pokemon while the other makes 3D, or is that wishful thinking? It's clear the fanbase wants different things, and I just don't see why more options is a bad thing.
Okay, so there's the bad faith argument, and then there's the good faith argument.
Yeah. Because they can make a game, but it really comes down, like, we haven't had this happen before. It's like, we don't have anything to base this off of for a main series game.
No.
That's the real, what it comes down to. We don't have any expectations, because this is the first time they've actually had someone make a game that is essentially what a main series Pokemon game is or was, like, ever. Like, Game Freak has been behind, like, every main series game up until this point, and even then, BDSP could be considered a main game, but it's also a remake to a degree, you know? Like, it's a weird...
It is a remake, and it will always be a remake in my mind.
Yeah. I think it's a remake, personally.
So...
But, like, that's how I feel it.
That is the good faith argument that's like, yeah, we don't know if another studio can do it as well. We don't know if... We just don't have their bona fides. The bad faith argument is that it's indicative of Game Freak being lazy and trying to pass off work, or just trying to rush out as many games as possible to capitalize. And that's what you'll hear a lot of people say. It's bad faith argument, though. So
here's where my take is. It would really be a bad move on Game Freak's aspect to have someone else create a new, at least the first iteration of a new generation.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose so much money off that. So, but if let's say we're working on Gen 9 right now, and we want to put our full heart and effort into Gen 9. Then, if we also want to do a Gen 4 remake, let's tell somebody else to go do that.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of what they're trying to do. They're like, because again, this is not like BDSP is not a new game.
It's not ORAS.
Yeah, it's not. They're taking literally the framework of what Diamond and Pearl Platinum was, and they're literally just recreating that exact thing in a new game, but with some differences, you know? Like, it's really, you're literally just taking the skeleton and putting a new skin on it, you know? Like, it's the same bare bones game, you're just adding a new coat of paint.
Exactly. It's not like ORAS, where they added in all these new features and it became the main game. It's not going to be a main series game. This is a remake spin-off, almost.
Yeah.
Granted, all the other ones that we've had, though, have turned into the main game, so.
Yeah. Because the big difference between ORAS and this is that ORAS literally had everything in that generation, plus more.
Exactly. Well, granted, you look at all the other remakes, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, had the same thing, where it was like everything in the generation plus more.
I wouldn't say, because ORAS did not have things like the Battle Frontier or the Altering Cave, but
it had Mega Evolution and had all the soaring and whatnot, and had all the Pokemon up to date. Though you could bring in Pokemon
it's the difference between Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon had everything in Gen 7 plus more Pokemon, and that's how we generally traditionalize these main games. It's like, the next one is the one that adds more actual Pokemon, or has, like, the most current game with the most playable Pokemon to a degree. Like, that's not the exact wording, but, like, because Gen 8, the newest game, the newest Pokemon, like, we're not going to go to BDSP, call that a main series game, because that's not going to have all the new stuff. It's not going to have the newest interactions with all those new Pokemon, Dynamax, all that stuff. And also, TPCI they're not going to have you use, I don't think they plan on having us use BDSP as the main competitive game going forward.
No, they've confirmed the opposite.
And exactly, there you go. And that's also something that's changed, like, so you aren't using those for those competitive games, you're using Sword and Shield, which is then the main game, too.
I think it's our way to get Pokemon into home that we, like, in the newest generation.
Yeah. It's really what it is.
And it's a way to re-experience these games on new hardware with some updates.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little disingenuous calling it substantially different from ORAS, though. But that's just me. Because there are so many changes and upgrades that there are. Yeah, a lot of them are the same, but, like, the entire underground has been revamped to not only be digging, but have the whole thing with, like, the encounters. There are new encounters in that area. Yes, it might not have all of the platinum enhancements, but ORAS did not have all of the emerald enhancements.
No, but ORAS was designed with a new, like, thing, with a new mechanic involved, being Mega Evolution, and the idea that this will be the new main game to play competitive on.
I think at that point you're drawing way too many lines. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Fair enough.
Alright, those are the 3 emails we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Green Tauros badge?
Well, one guy asked not to get the blue Tauros badge, so I think he's out for the green one, too.
I mean, I would give it to Wyatt, then.
Yeah.
Okay. I really have no problem with who we give it to, so... does Wyatt have it?
Probably.
That's what I want to know. Let me look.
Where is he?
He does not have it, so we'll
Great.
give it to Wyatt White this week. So he'll figure it out probably later today, because I'm just doing it right now while I'm thinking about it. Boom, there you go.
Boom.
Well, there we go. I don't even know what we'd ask for next week, actually. I have no idea.
Ooh. What is your favorite Pokemon to use in contests?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon contests are coming back, so tell us your favorite Pokemon to use in those contests. I remember I always liked Castform.
I don't remember contests, other than I think one for Milotic. Don't really remember any of my contests. Oh. I guess with that, yada yada, social media stuff, did the Discord, Twitter, Instagram, I don't remember everything. Yeah, go follow those. Yeah. I've been Shamu.
I've been Lynian.
And I've been Claude9.
See ya.
It's closing time. Radio Tower.